Welcome to the Heart of Donelson Hermitage podcast. My name is Troy Charlton. I'll be your host, as well as I'm a real estate agent in the state of Tennessee with eXp Realty. We have with us today Terri Williams-Nutter. She's the executive director of the Donelson Hermitage Chamber of Commerce. So Terri, thank you first of all for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Maybe just your journey. I did some research and I heard you came from Memphis to Nashville. Maybe tell us first of all what drew you to Donelson?
Well, I was actually drawn to Opryland, which was in Donelson, and the Opryland area is still here. But when I was a teenager, I'm not going to tell you because that gets into ages, but I was hired to perform in one of the shows at Opryland, Country Music USA. So that brought me to the community, as it did a lot of entertainers who grown and done things within our community or just wound up settling here. So it really grew the Donelson Hermitage area. I think just the amount of people that came to Opryland, but I came to perform at Opryland when I was a teenager.
So can you sing one of your songs? I'm just kidding. Can you sing one of your songs? But outside of that, I think you've worn many other hats from, not just the entertainment side of singing and performing, but have been a children's minister in the community. You've also served as a real estate broker. And now the executive director of, I think, one of the best Chamber of Commerces in Middle Tennessee for sure.
Thank you.
Maybe kind of what threads connects all those things together that I guess provide you the opportunity to really thrive in the role that you're currently at with the Chamber?
I think connecting with people. Entertainment is connecting with your audience. Children's minister, you're connecting with the children, with the parents, with the families, with the church members themselves. Real estate, you've got to connect with someone to earn their trust and be able to find the right home for them or sell their property. And the same with the chamber. You've got to connect with the businesses. You have to connect with volunteers. It's connection and relationships.
Yeah. And so this podcast is about the Heart of Donelson Hermitage. And really, it's about real people and real connections. And so when I keep hearing the word connections and people and all of that, and so at the heart of that is this chamber. And for several years, I've seen that take place. And so what would you say, I guess, is the mission of the Chamber of Commerce? What kind of do you see as the role of the Chamber of Commerce inside of this Donelson Hermitage community?
Well, there's a lovely little phrase on our website, but I'm going to just drill down to the core of it, and that is to be a resource for a diverse set of people in our community and help grow business in our community.
Yeah. And it's happening all the time. Donelson and Hermitage is an exciting place. People are coming here. We're going to talk in a little bit. You'll be surprised at some of the numbers and the amount of what is actually inside of Donelson and Hermitage. Sometimes if you're in Donelson, you don't realize what's in Hermitage. If you're in Hermitage, and even if you're in Donelson, you don't realize what all's in Donelson. So we're going to talk about that. You're definitely going to want to hear about that. But one of your initiatives that I think really ties all this together has been Eat, Shop, Play, and Keep It Local.
Sure.
What brought this campaign to life? What does that mean to you, and how has it impacted the businesses as well?
Well, I came on to the chamber in the end of the first quarter of 2019, and I was just getting my feet wet with things when COVID came along. And we were trying to decide how we could support businesses. How do you run an organization about where you're connecting people and people are meeting in person? And how do you do that when you can't meet anymore? And how do you support businesses when you can't really go into a lot of businesses? And so we started this campaign, Eat, Shop, Play, Keep It Local. There is another version of that that's also Eat, Shop, Play, and Stay, Keep It Local, that includes, for our visitors. But the campaign that we started after we created that slogan is we had once a week, we would have a business, particularly restaurants. They were having a terrible time during COVID. And we would choose one of our member businesses out of a hat, literally. We'd put them all in there and we'd choose one. Okay, so next week we're going to be at, and it would be Tenfold or Party Foul or Homegrown or Nadine's, whatever the restaurant we pulled out of the hat. And we would encourage people to go there and place to go order, or if they happen to be open that day, go in and order something, and then tag them and tag us, take a picture, and then we would draw from the people that had done all of those things, and somebody would get a $25 gift card to that location. So we did that all year until we ran out of members, and then we started on our non-member businesses in the community because we wanted to support everybody. But that just became a thing that it just kind of grew and lived. And then when we started doing ribbon cuttings, we were back in person, and also as I was doing lives, I would say, Terri Williams-Nutter with the Donelson Hermitage Chamber of Commerce, where we eat, shop, play, and keep it local. And it has just kind of lived with us. So.
Yeah, sounds like a little jingle, maybe a song soon. But yeah, that was awesome. I do remember back during COVID, and again, it just shows, when you think about, well, what does the Chamber of Commerce do? And that's one of those things that, as initiatives things need to take place to maybe spur the community to make business happen in a time like COVID, and even in good times. Donelson has had good times recently, growing a lot of restaurants coming in here, some chains, but even just the little mom and pop shops that pop up, and how the Chamber does a good job of kind of bringing those to the forefront, and even bringing those businesses into our area is really something that you guys do incredibly well. And so thank you for that. But the community does play a big part in that. And when I think about Donelson and Hermitage, great people, great connections. But what would you say maybe that secret sauce, that element that you kind of feel within the community that kind of makes all of this happen? What do you think our community has maybe that others don't have? Or what do you feel? What's that secret sauce?
Well, I think small town, big community. So we still have that small town feel, even with all the growth that we've experienced. And I feel like Donelson Hermitage has more to offer in this area of town, in one area of town, than in any other, or even Nashville overall. Because where else can you say that you have 2 rivers, 2 lakes, miles of greenways, campgrounds, marinas, attractions like Madame Tussauds or Nashville Shores, historic properties like a presidential home, Andrew Jackson's The Hermitage, Two Rivers Mansion, which has just undergone $1 million preservation effort, the Bel Air Mansion, Clover Bottom, the only 2-story, the oldest 2-story log cabin structure, Buchanan Log House in the state. Where you've got anything from boutique to big box shopping, and Opry Mills, where you've got music as good as you'll see down on Broadway over in Music Valley at the Palace and Music City Bar and Grill, the Troubadour, Scoreboard, where you've got restaurants from national chains that have come over to the Opry Mills area, to the mom and pops, like you said, or the unique tastes that we have, like I mentioned a few a minute ago, Tenfold, Nectar, Party Foul, Homegrown. Oh, and let's just talk about the people that come from, they have businesses in other parts of town and they've decided to put a second location here, like Red Door and Edley's, and now Midnight Oil that's coming, so much like that. But then you've also got the lion's share of hotel rooms and B&A, with international flights, and the lion's share of hotel rooms, including the largest resort under one roof, is Gaylord Opryland, and that's in the entire country. Gaylord Opryland Resort and Convention Center. And then you got the home of the Grand Ole Opry is right here in our footprint. 100 years they're celebrating right now. So there's more here in this area than you can put your finger on in any other part of Nashville. We have so much to offer here.
Yeah, I don't know if you're listening to all of that, rewind it and go back through. There's so much, and you think about the airport about to double in size. We're going to have a tunnel heading out of there to different places. So when people think of Donelson or Nashville, Donelson, I think it's just one of those places where you do see community and you do see opportunity to land your business and find the right people to work there and employ And I'm not saying it makes your job easy, but it just puts you in a place to where when you see those opportunities, I know you guys grab them and bring them in, because it is, I can just hear in your tone, it's an exciting place to be.
It is.
Exciting place to work and play and shop and do it all. So, but I also know, in kind of being a part of the chamber, that you do work a lot with businesses, schools, nonprofits, civic groups, and you pull them all together. One of the things that I've really enjoyed doing is every month we have our luncheons. You made the decision to move those luncheons to different places to involve a lot of these different groups. So when you think about the chamber, I think about businesses, I think about civic groups, I think about nonprofits. Obviously, we've mentioned a lot of the different hotels and industries and things. And it's a partnership. It really is. And I think I've seen within the chamber your ability to bring all of them together, and that's exciting. So maybe, I guess my question might be, as you're thinking forward thought, or even maybe you have some insight that maybe you want to share for the first time here on our podcast. What are you seeing? What is kind of the next phase, the next 2 or 3 years for Donelson as it has grown and the airport's getting larger? What do you see in the next 2 or 3 years in Donelson Hermitage?
Well, we're already seeing plans for different developments, for more restaurants, for more office space, for more living spaces, and also I'm seeing that we're looking towards walkability. There's going to be more development of Donelson Station, and the Choose How You Move. We'll be getting bus service that'll go directly to the airport. There's a lot of new things coming. Also, I just think about our school systems and how we're trying to partner to help feed the local workforce. And some of the things that are happening with particularly McGavick High School, they've just introduced an early college program where a high school senior is going to graduate with a high school degree, but they're also going to graduate with an associate's degree. And then also they've got the TCAT certification for electricians that they're doing. And then they have those incredible pathways. We have, I don't know if you're aware, we have 26 schools in this area from in the McGavick cluster, from elementary through high school. Plus, we also have private schools like DCA and charter schools like Strive. So we have 26 schools in this education. It really begins to fuel the workforce. And then we've got Nashville State Community College, Remington, so many. Education is a thing here. Yeah. And I think you're going to see some growth through that, and maybe some new programs that will help us partner more in the community as well.
And so I think through that I hear, and hopefully you do as well, just the involvement and the connectivity between all these different organizations. I know the luncheons that we have, and recognizing the students and the teachers in the community in the McGavick cluster, the luncheon that we have to recognize our firefighters, our policemen, and all of those. I mean,
our first responders.
Yeah, that's a great luncheon. There's different opportunities, and I want to kind of land here for just a little bit for those that aren't necessarily members of the chamber to get involved, because there are so many events. One of the events that I'm gonna leave at the end, we're gonna talk about the Christmas parade that many of you might or might not know that the chamber puts that on. There's a little twist this year that I'm excited about. I think Terri is as well, to the Christmas parade, so hang on for that. But there's other things that go on throughout the course of a month and a year where maybe just somebody that lives here that may not be associated with the chamber to come in here, economic and development, even the luncheons and other things that take place that maybe say, well, I'm not a member of the chamber. How can I get involved? Or what can the chamber do for me? What are some of those things that you can think of?
We hear that a lot. What can the chamber do for me? And, you get out what you put in. But so you could join the chamber and never attend an event, and you might go, well, I don't really get anything out of that. But you've got to come to be able to connect with people, because that's one thing we do. We have ambassadors in the chamber, and those ambassadors are the first point of contact. When you come to a luncheon or economic development or women in business or any of our functions, they're going to connect you with other people. That somebody will be there and meet you and introduce you to people. How can you get involved and kind of connect? try us out at one of our luncheons. Our member meetings and luncheons, we have one every month, and we have exciting topics and exciting speakers. The mayor is coming November 13th for our meeting at the Cambria Hotel, Nashville Airport. Registration's actually open through Monday of next week, and we're already, I expect it to be more than sold out, and which is becoming a regular thing with our luncheons. When I first came on, 30, 40 people, but now 80's the norm. We have a lot of people from within the community, and many are members, but some are trying to find out, just like you say, just figure it out, and how do I connect, and how do I get involved. But beyond our meetings, we do have also our events that happen throughout the year, like Taste of Donelson Hermitage and our Influencing Women Awards Gala, and some of the special luncheons, like you mentioned, first responders and excellence in education. But you can also go online and just read about us and what we do on our website, DonelsonHermitageChamber.com. There's also information about joining, being a member. If you're a member, a new business, or having an anniversary in your business, it's a good time to join and let us help you with a ribbon cutting. There's lots of ways to get involved. You can volunteer to help with some of our events, some of the ones that you're really excited about that we're going to talk about in a few minutes. But a lot of ways to connect.
Yeah, there is. And there's not, each month it's just amazing the different places that you guys show up and really invest your time and efforts into the community and the chamber as a whole, doing that. And I think that is, like you mentioned before, one of the things that I've really come to realize as a chamber member, that it's really not as much as, okay, what am I getting out of this? What I'm getting out of this is you guys go and do what you do. You build awareness to this community, to the wonderful things that it offers, to where people want to come and do business here. So as I just pay my dues and give you the resources to go do what you do, that helps me as a business owner to drive people to this wonderful community and want to come and eat, drink, all that you said earlier.
Keep it local.
That one. And so it is kind of just a great way to invest into the community just by simply joining the chamber. As you join the chamber and get involved and all those things, you just fall more in love with this community, and it multiplies. And so it's just great. And so the little carrot that I left out there earlier that I want to kind of let you end on, because this is a busy time of the year for the chamber, for your team and all that you guys do. There's a lot that's going to go on between the end of November and into December. Tell us about it.
So in the next 33 days, this is what is happening with the chamber. I just mentioned our luncheon on November 13th. And then on November 22nd and 23rd, we'll be doing holiday market at the mansion at Andrew Jackson's Hermitage. And that will be 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday the 22nd and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday the 23rd. We'll have over 100 craft and unique vendor items, food trucks. The Nashville Public Library puppet truck is coming and doing shows. One of our members, Shank Katari, will be doing some of his magic, and that's always a fun. We might even have Santa walking around and visiting with folks. And then on the following Saturday, which is the day after Black Friday, we have Small Business Saturday, and then that will be followed by Small Business Week. So stay tuned for that. We'll be putting out a holiday shopping guide also for our area. And then on December 2nd, I believe 2nd, our Young Professionals group is having a gathering over at Homegrown where they're benefiting Nashville Launchpad. And then the big is December 6th. The Holiday Hustle 5K is at 3 o'clock on December 6th. And following that, we will light up the night.
There we go.
With our 40th annual Donelson Hermitage Christmas Parade. And news to you, our Grand Marshals this year will be the Grand Ole Opry for a Grand Ole Christmas and honoring Jeannie Seeley, who passed earlier this year.
Wow.
And the fire truck that she and Gene Ward, her husband, rode so proudly in for years will lead the parade with the Grand Ole Opry members behind them. So
That is awesome.
yeah,
Well, that's exciting. I mean, it's Christmas is fun, but the chamber makes
Christmas
it.
lights,
I
lots and
mean,
lights.
I'm picturing what this is going to look like. But it's not too late to get a float in if you want to float.
No.
I think now's a good time. We love to see the floats going down the road. Sponsorship, if somebody has a business they want to sponsor, opportunities I know there, and just to. You might want to go ahead and get your chair put up on Donelson Pike right now
Yeah,
because
it's going to be special.
because correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe one of very few in Nashville as far as Christmas parades goes.
From 2020 until 2023, we were the only parade in Nashville. And as I understand it, the only other one now last year was Bellevue. And I think the little city hamlet of Belmead does something also. I will say this about the parade. The applications are open through the November 18th. And then if you are interested in sponsoring, it is a great way to get your brand out there. We have Friends of the Parade, bronze, gold, silver, platinum. We have some of those sponsorships still available. And one of my favorite sponsorships is to sponsor one of the awards that we give out prior to the parade, like best antique and exotic vehicle. Say that one, for instance, and it would say that category sponsored by your business. And we have 4 of those left to sell, and find the right sponsor for that and pair somebody with that. But you can contact the office about that, and we'd love to talk with you. But go ahead and get your registration in, and every vehicle and float should have lights on it this year. Awesome. And of course, Santa will be on the final float. Well,
I'm looking forward to it myself. I know, Christmas is fun. So much that you guys put on. Thank you for that. In the show notes, you're going to have ways in which you can connect with the Donelson Hermitage Chamber. Definitely follow them on your socials. They do an excellent job of keeping up to date on what's going on in the community, and opportunities to where you can be a part of the chamber. Even if you're not a member, sure, the chamber would love to have more members, but just so that you know what's going on, know what's out there, and have opportunities to be a part of this incredible Donelson Hermitage community. So, Terri, thank you.
Thank you, Troy. Thanks for how you serve in the community, how you serve with the chamber in so many hats that we thank you for how you do that. Can't do a chamber without the help of our volunteers and members, and we appreciate you.
Thank you. Glad to do it.